Not to burst your bubble, but your online documents probably are not going to work to actually protect you. So as AI advances and as there are more and more online platforms for estate plans and wills and incapacity documents, more and more people are telling me that they're just going to do it online. Let's face it, I'm a millennial. I'm from the DIY generation. However, we don't know what we don't know, and neither does that platform. They cannot give you legal advice or tell you based on your family situation or your assets or your goals what your estate plan should look like. Instead, they're going to give you basically a fill-in-the-blank document that they give to everybody. Does your family look exactly the same as everyone else's family? Probably not. No one's family is going to look the same. No one's goals are going to be exactly the same. And without an attorney asking these tricky questions or things that we've never thought about, you may never even think about it or realize that that's something that should be in your estate plan. All of these documents that are created online are a one-size-fits-all document, and they're usually not going to work or do what you would want them to do to protect your family. If your goal is to make things super simple on the back end for your family or your kids and make sure that they avoid any chance of court and conflict, they're probably going to need a lot more than that will you created on trustandwills.com 10 years ago for a few $100s. It's probably not going to accomplish what you wanted it to. And we all know Matt Stafford is not using trustandwills.com. Let's be honest. So if you do create a revocable living trust, you do your research, you realize that wills don't avoid probate. So you want to avoid probate and you start looking into it and you're like, well, that attorney is going to charge me $5,000 for my living trust and all of my incapacity documents, when instead I could do it for $1,500 online. Why would I pay for the attorney when I can do it myself online? So let me kind of get into this a little bit more. So the documents that are created online for you, number one, are typically not going to be as thorough of documents as the documents that are prepared by a very experienced estate planning attorney. Again, they're going to be a one-size-fits-all document that you're just answering a very brief questionnaire and filling in the blanks. With an attorney, on the other hand, they're going to get really in depth on this. They're going to make sure that the living trust, number one, is needed for you, because sometimes it's not. And number two, that it's going to be set up to actually protect you and your family. So with an online document, there's not going to be any of those nuances. And again, we don't know what we don't know. So we don't know to ask ourselves these questions. And that online platform is definitely not going to do it for us. More importantly, with a revocable living trust, even if the document was perfect, even if it had all of those legal clauses that I'm looking for when I review another trust document, it may still not end up working to protect your family. The reason being is that a revocable living trust has to be funded, meaning that we do have to actually retitle our assets into the name of the trust for it to typically work. So instead of you owning your home, you would own your house as trustee of your living trust. Instead of your 5-year-old being listed as the contingent beneficiary on your bank account or your retirement account, the living trust would be listed as the contingent beneficiary. Your bank accounts, they should be in the name of your trust most often. So if all of these things are not done, if that homework on the back end is not completed, the living trust is not going to work the way that you're expecting it to work. And guess what? Those online platforms don't help you do that. They're not going to prepare your deed. They're not going to follow up with you every week to make sure that you're actually doing your homework. They're not going to be there to make sure that you're notarizing and witnessing and signing all of these documents perfectly, because judges are very picky about these documents. So yes, you can save a lot of money on the front end by preparing these documents online, but on the back end, you're probably just setting your family up to spend way more money and have huge headaches with the probate court and even potentially conflict. So in order to really protect your family, skip the DIY and go to someone that actually went to school and is trained to be able to guide you through this process.